How you doing, guys? It's Philip McKernan from philipmckernan.tv, and thank you for visiting. I wanted to talk about fear. A lot of people say, oh, you're the fear guy, and I'm not necessarily the fear guy. I have a quote, the very first quote that I ever came up with was, fear is the assassin of dreams, because I do believe that fear plays a very significant part in our lives in general, in our motivation, sometimes in our lack of motivation, but also in terms of sabotaging our dreams, or we allow fear to sabotage, what it is that we actually do on a daily basis. And a lot of people say that, or it's commonly or widely known from a lot of the very significant studies that have been done on fear, that public speaking is actually the #1 fear in the world. It's ahead of death, it's ahead of snakes, it's ahead of spiders, it's ahead of everything. And quite frankly, that's maybe what the stats say. It's maybe what Harvard and Oxford say, perhaps, I don't know, but I don't actually believe that. And what I tend to do is I take concepts or philosophies and I start to dig behind them and actually start to really equate them to my own life, my own experiences. And what I believe is, let's just take public speaking for example, because I think what ends up happening is a lot of us don't identify. It's like people say step into the fear, but I think people are stepping into the wrong fear. They don't understand what really the fear is for them. So let me explain what I mean by that. So let's assume that public speaking is the biggest fear in the world. So I do public speaking, I get up, and quite frankly, every time I get up I want to vomit because I get nervous, and I think that's a good thing. I think what happens is it shows a great level of respect for the audience, and it actually keeps me on edge and gives me an edge, I suspect, as well. So fear is a good thing, even though I don't like the feeling of it, I hate it. But so let's take public speaking. So I get up there and I'm scared, but scared of what? What I'm really scared of is that I will make a fool of myself, that I'll say the wrong thing, so what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that ultimately you, the audience, if you're one of the audience, won't like me. So that's just paring it back a little bit. So then let's take that a step further. Where does that go from there? What I'm really scared about is that #1 is I'll make a fool of myself. #2 is you won't actually like what I have to say. I think I'm full of crap. Or #3, basically the next level of that is you won't love me. And that is ultimately, it's not that I go out and I want my audience to love me, but the basic human fear, in my personal opinion, is for everybody on the planet, is that people will not love them. They will not like them and they will not love them. So it's actually not public speaking at all. It's nothing to do with public speaking. It's just, it is exaggerated because you tend to be speaking in front of more people and there's more of an opportunity for you to be nervous and allow fear in the way. So our greatest human fear, in my opinion, is people just not loving us. And if we can really identify what the fear is, then perhaps step into it. But I think the awareness around what the fear is more powerful than stepping into it in the first place, because we don't want to eradicate fear. We want to invite fear to the table, look it in the eye and get to know it. And that's where the real power is. So hopefully that's useful, and that's just some of my, I could talk about this stuff for a long time, but some of my basic insight into fear. Thank you.